Hey everybody, welcome back to another Dancing in the Kitchen with me, Janelle. So I thought I'd share another one of my quarantine, coronavirus, COVID meals that I've been making over the last 8 months with you. It's become another one of my personal favorites. So if you want to learn how to make shrimp pad thai, you can follow along with me. There's a few basic ingredients you need. You need rice noodles, bean sprouts, I've chopped up some green onions, I've got 4 cloves of garlic here, some chopped cilantro, some peanuts, and soy sauce, and Thai fish sauce, and a few other little things that we're gonna add along the way. The first thing you need to do though is to boil your noodles, get your noodles ready. And all you have to do is, oh, my water's boiling, okay? So I have a pot of boiling water back here. I'm gonna put the noodles in the water for about 5 minutes and drain them and then set them aside. So that's like pretty easy, but you have to cook the noodles first. So here they go into the water. At some point they're going into the water. Okay. And ta-da-ta-da-ta-da, we're off. Or are we? Note to yourself, open the package before you start this. Okay, so we set the noodles in a pot of hot water off the stove for like 5 minutes, set the timer, drain them, and now they're ready to go. So you just set them aside. Now the next thing you want to make is your sauce for the pad thai. So that is easy enough. Oops, I need to dry a dish here really quickly. Okay. So you take 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. I said them in there earlier. Then you add 2 tablespoons of low sodium soy sauce. And in my case, I use tamari sauce because I can't have the regular soy sauce. I have to have the gluten-free soy sauce. So you add 2 tablespoons of that. And then you add 2 tablespoons of the Thai fish oil. Go. Now, the recipe that I use calls for a 1/4 teaspoon of red crushed chili pepper flakes, but I like it really spicy, so I'm going to use like a full teaspoon and a little bit more. I like it spicy. So you add it for your taste. So if you don't like it very spicy, you put a 1/4, and then you mix this up. And you just set that aside, okay? We're gonna pour that on at a certain point in time. The next thing we have to do is we have to go to the wok and we're going to fry 2 eggs for the part of the menu here. So now we go back in the kitchen to fry the eggs. Turn the stove on and put about maybe a tablespoonful of oil in the pan. Let that get a little hot. And then once the pan starts to heat up a little bit, we're gonna scramble 2 eggs in there. Really quickly. Just stir them in the oil until they're cooked. The recipe that I found calls for like 1 egg, but I like it with 2. I like that little bit of extra egg yolk in there. And the egg. Once the egg is cooked, you're going to take it off and put it in a separate container because we're going to add it in a little bit later. It's taking a long time to cook tonight. What the heck is up with that? Well, not that long. There we go. Okay. Okay, so you can see now the egg is nice and cooked. And all we have to do is transfer that into a smaller container. And set it aside. I swear to God, this pan weighs like so much. But it's a great pan because I can do so many different things with it. But it is a heavy sucker. I so need a husband to help me. Any candidates out there? Of course, 3-second rule. Okay, so the eggs are cooked. They're set aside. The next step is to cook our shrimp. And this is kind of like, this recipe is so easy, you guys, like it's embarrassing. But anyway, you use frozen shrimp. I'm gonna add them to the pan and cook them for about 5 minutes. Maybe a little more, till they're opaque, till they're cooked. Now the funny thing is, you cook these frozen, and then after you get them cooked, you drain off the excess liquid, and then we're gonna start to add the ingredients one at a time. So here we go. I better have my little glass of vino with me for my little dancing when I'm stirring the shrimp, don't you think? It's getting hot in here, even though it's cold outside. Okay, here go the shrimp. That's some gorgeous shrimp. And believe it or not, there's my garbage back there. So there they are in the pan, and they were frozen, so the water is going to help them cook. The water that's in there that's freezing them. So we're just going to stir. Let them heat up a little bit first. Don't need to add any extra oil now, but they'll eventually cook. Okay, everybody, so that was about 5 to 7 minutes, and my shrimp are cooked. The hardest part, I swear, about this recipe is draining the liquid off without the shrimp falling in the sink. So I have to put like a strainer underneath there just in case that happens. But I swear, I think this pan is meant for like gigantically strong people. Anyway, now that we've got the shrimp, now we're gonna add the 4 chopped cloves of garlic, and we're gonna stir that in for about a minute, a little over a minute, until all the garlic is kind of coated in with the shrimp. Garlic is so healthy for you. It's a natural antibacterial and antiviral. And since this whole COVID thing has started, I've been eating so much garlic. It's just, hey, I don't think I'll be meeting any vampires. Let's just leave it like that. Or I won't have to worry about being kissed because it's coronavirus. So anyway, gonna stir that in for about a minute until it's all stirred in, and then we'll get back at it. Okay, so the next part of this recipe goes really fast. We take the mixture we made earlier with the brown sugar and the soy sauce and the fish sauce and the red pepper chili flakes, and we pour it over the noodles, the shrimp, and the garlic. And we're gonna stir that all in. I see some of the red pepper flakes on the side here. I love my red pepper flakes. Okay. So you stir that until everything's coated, which doesn't take very long at all. I had to keep changing burners because my stupid fire alarm keeps going off. I don't know what the heck is. Just one of the caveats of being me. Okay, smell it now. It smells so good. Okay. Okay, so now everything's covered. Now we're gonna add the onions, the bean sprouts, and the eggs. And we're almost done. Like how easy. Okay, we're almost there. We've got the sauce in. Now we're going to add the bean sprouts, the eggs, and the onions. Bean sprouts, the onions, I mean the eggs, and the onions. Yeah, that was eggs. Okay, now we're just gonna stir this up for about 2 minutes until it's all coated. We are almost there. We're gonna stir until the bean sprouts are soft. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like now. It's not too hot, I can lift it. Okay. But we gotta stir until those bean sprouts are nice and soft. Whew. It's getting hot in here. Little vino. This should take about 2 minutes. And guess what? Once we're done this, we're kind of there, folks. I mean, can you believe it? Like, it's not that hard. It's just a lot of stirring. And I find for myself, if I get all the ingredients ready the day, like, you know, beforehand, the onions chopped and the garlic chopped and everything chopped up and kind of measured out, it goes a lot faster. And you don't have any glitches. So, anyway, we're going to keep stirring until the bean sprouts are soft and tender and yummy. Oh, so it is now cooked. Now we get to take our beautiful shrimp pad thai and put it into a lovely serving dish. And we're almost there, and I see some of my stuff got stuck to the bottom of the pan. Oh well, that's what soaking dishes is for. Okay, so I'm going to, I don't want to miss that yummy part. Okay, I'm gonna put this in some nice soapy water to soak. Now, all you have left to do is you want to garnish it with a little bit of crushed chopped peanuts. The recipe calls for a tablespoon. I use way more than that. Anyway, because I like peanuts. So I put the nuts in, some freshly chopped cilantro, and then we're going to mix all that up again. Okay, just kind of mix it all in there. Ooh, this smells so good. This is supposed to feed a family of 4. It feeds me for 2 meals, I'll be honest. Okay. Yep, I gained the quarantine, well, 5 or 6. Anyway, I'm working on that, but hey, 3 torn ligaments, nowhere to work out, stuck by myself in my house. Anyway, you can add as much cilantro and peanuts as you like. You garnish with a little bit of lime because you want to sprinkle the lime over the food when you're eating it. And voila! Pad Thai made pretty quickly and pretty easily. It's not that hard to make. And once I started cooking and finding out how easy it was to do these things, I'm like, why pay for that if you don't, fresh, homemade, you control the ingredients, you know what's going into it. Anyway, that's my little wind down in the kitchen with me for this week or this episode. Nothing like a glass of wine. And I always wear something comfortable when I cook, like this is a sweatshirt dress, because I'm always getting stuff all over me and wiping myself, and it's part of the fun, right? Hey Alexa, play We Are the Champions by Queen. I feel like a champion in the kitchen right now. Hey everybody, we are the champions. Don't forget to be the champion in your own life. And I gotta try my little pad thai here. Restaurant quality good. Be the champion in your own life, make the best out of every day. And cooking is kind of fun. It's a bit of a messy sport. Doesn't always turn out perfectly. It'd be really nice to get someone to help you with the cleanup and everything. But on that note, I'm gonna enjoy my pad thai. Peace out.